On a quiet suburban street, there's a man who blends into the crowd. His sneakers are a little worn, his car is 10 years old, and he brown bags his lunch every day. What no one realizes, he's a self-made millionaire. Frugal living isn't about deprivation, it's about choice. In a world where flashy spending is glorified, the people who quietly build wealth are the ones who understand the psychology behind money. They don't cut corners out of necessity, but out of wisdom. They've cracked the code on financial freedom, happiness, and control over their lives. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of frugal living, why some people naturally resist consumerism, how they train their brains to prioritize long-term success over short-term pleasure, and why the secret to true wealth isn't about earning more, it's about spending smarter. The richest people aren't the ones who look rich, they're the ones who think differently. Let's dive in. Number 1. The mental shift. Why frugality is not cheapness. Many people think frugal living means being cheap, but there's a big difference. Being cheap means spending as little as possible, no matter the quality. Being frugal means spending wisely, making sure you get the best value for your money. Think of it this way. A cheap person buys the lowest price shoes, but they fall apart in months. A frugal person spends a little more on high-quality shoes that last for years. In the end, the frugal person saves money, while the cheap person keeps replacing worn-out shoes. Psychologists say frugal people experience less financial stress and more happiness because they focus on value, not just price. A 2022 study from the Harvard Business Review found that people who manage money wisely feel more in control of their lives. Even billionaires like Warren Buffett live frugally, not because they can't afford luxury, but because they know financial security is worth more than showing off. Frugal people don't see money as something to spend carelessly. They see it as a tool for freedom, security, and a better future. It's not about being stingy, it's about being smart. Number 2. The dopamine trap. Why we overspend. Have you ever bought something you didn't need just because it felt good? That feeling comes from dopamine, a chemical in your brain that makes you feel happy and excited. Every time you buy something new, your brain gives you a small reward. But here's the problem. The happiness doesn't last. Big companies know this. That's why stores are designed to tempt you. Sales, limited time offers, and flashy ads are all tricks to get you to spend more. Social media makes it even worse. When you see influencers and friends buying expensive things, you feel the urge to do the same. Frugal people train their brains differently. Instead of chasing short-term happiness, they focus on long-term rewards. They understand that the excitement of a new purchase fades quickly, but financial security lasts forever. Take coffee, for example. A $5 Starbucks coffee might feel like a small treat, but if you buy one every day, that's $1,800 a year, money that could be invested or saved. Frugal people don't avoid spending completely, but they spend with purpose. A simple trick to stop overspending? The 48-hour rule. Before buying something, wait 2 days. If you still want it after that, go ahead. But most of the time, the excitement will fade, and you'll realize you didn't need it after all. Money should give you freedom, not regret. The richest people aren't the biggest spenders, they're the smartest ones. Number 3. The minimalist money mindset. Why less is more. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by too many choices? Scientists call this the paradox of choice. The more options we have, the harder it is to make decisions. This is why many successful people like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg wear the same outfit every day. They remove small, unnecessary choices so they can focus on what really matters. Frugal people think the same way about money. They don't buy things just because they can. They buy what they truly need. Instead of filling their homes with clutter, they invest in quality over quantity. This makes their lives simpler and their bank accounts stronger. A study found that people who buy less experience lower stress and more happiness. Owning fewer things means spending less time cleaning, organizing, and worrying about money. This is why minimalists say, less is more. A simple way to start? Try the one-in, one-out rule. For every new item you buy, donate or sell an old one. This helps control spending and keeps your life clutter-free. At the end of the day, true wealth isn't about owning more, it's about needing less. Number 4. The power of delayed gratification. Imagine a group of kids sitting in a room with one marshmallow in front of them. A scientist tells them, you can eat this now or wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows instead. This was a famous study called the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment, and the results were surprising. The kids who waited and controlled their urges grew up to be more successful in life. This same idea applies to money. Frugal people practice delayed gratification. They resist spending now so they can have more later. Instead of buying a brand new car, they drive a reliable used one and invest the savings. Instead of eating out every day, they cook at home and use the extra money to grow their wealth. A simple example: imagine two people. One buys a $50,000 luxury car with a loan, paying $800 a month. The other buys a $20,000 used car and invests the extra $30,000. After 10 years, the second person's investment could be worth over $60,000, while the first person's car has lost value. One way to train your brain to delay gratification? Use the 48-hour rule. Before making a big purchase, wait 2 days. This helps separate wants from needs and reduces impulse buying. Frugal people know that small sacrifices today create big rewards in the future. Financial success isn't about luck. It's about making smart choices, one decision at a time. Patience with money leads to real wealth. Number 5. The social pressures of frugality. How to resist. Have you ever felt pressured to spend money just to fit in? Maybe your friends want to go to an expensive restaurant, or your coworkers show off their new gadgets. Society makes us believe that spending equals success, but that's not true. Frugal people think long-term instead of giving in to social pressure. They know that just because someone has a fancy car or designer clothes doesn't mean they are wealthy. It often means they have debt. A study found that many people who look rich are actually living paycheck to paycheck. So how do frugal people resist? They use stealth wealth, keeping their money choices private. They don't brag about their savings and they don't judge others for spending. Instead, they stay focused on their own goals. Another trick is the millionaire's response. When someone brags about buying something expensive, frugal people simply smile and say, "That's nice." They don't feel the need to compete because they know real wealth is quiet. One of the richest actors, Keanu Reeves, still rides the subway and donates much of his money. He doesn't care about impressing others. He values freedom over status. The next time you feel pressured to spend, ask yourself, will this bring me happiness or just impress others? Smart people know that real success is financial security, not flashy spending. Number 6. The frugal versus consumer mindset, a side-by-side comparison. Frugal people and big spenders see money very differently. A frugal person looks for value, while a consumer looks for status. A frugal person buys quality items that last, even if they cost more upfront. A consumer buys cheap products that wear out quickly, forcing them to buy again. Over time, the frugal person spends less. A frugal person invests before spending, making sure their future is secure. A consumer spends first and saves later, often struggling with money. Frugal people value experiences over material things. They spend money on travel, learning, and relationships instead of expensive cars and clothes. Consumers often buy things to show off, but these things lose value quickly. The biggest difference? Frugal people seek financial freedom, while consumers chase short-term pleasure. In the end, it's not about how much you make, it's about how wisely you use it. Number 7. How to adopt a frugal mindset today. Becoming frugal doesn't mean giving up everything, it means spending wisely. Here are 3 simple ways to start today. Pay yourself first. Before spending, save or invest a part of your income. Set up automatic savings, so you don't have to think about it. This builds wealth over time. Think in value per dollar. Before buying something, ask, is this worth the money? A $200 jacket that lasts 5 years is better than a $50 one that falls apart in months. Redefine luxury. Real luxury is peace of mind, financial security, and freedom from stress, not fancy things. Instead of spending on stuff, invest in experiences, learning, and your future. Frugality isn't about having less. It's about making room for more of what truly matters. Start today, and your future self will thank you. Frugal living isn't about sacrifice. It's about smart choices. The richest people don't waste money trying to look wealthy. They focus on financial freedom, security, and a better future. Money should give you peace, not stress. The best part? Anyone can start today. Spend with purpose, save with intention, and invest in what truly matters. Your future self will be grateful. Frugality isn't less, it's more. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. If you made it to this point in the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.